Community conversation on school safety is set to take place in Central Falls tonight. Mayor James Diossa will join school leaders, students, and law enforcement to discuss what's being done in recent months to improve safety and what can be done in the future. Also involved in tonight's conversation, someone who knows the impacts of school shootings all too well. Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin is moderating tonight's conversation. She joins us now live from Central Falls High School with a preview. Caroline?
Well, Mike, that discussion will take place inside the gym here at Central Falls High School in just about an hour from now, and it will feature one key figure in the school safety discussion, and that's the mayor of Parkland, Florida. I sat down and spoke exclusively with her this afternoon.
This was something very personal, and it affected everyone in our city.
It's been 14 months, and the healing continues in Parkland, Florida. Mayor Christine Hunschofsky's city was rocked by tragedy after the horrific shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. 17 students and staff were killed, 17 others wounded, after a former student walked into the high school and opened fire. Central Falls Mayor James Diossa met Mayor Hunschofsky not long after at the U.S. Conference of Mayors.
There's this idea that, I understand it happened in Florida, but it'll never happen in Rhode Island. And bringing her testimony, I hope, sparks a certain level of reality that this could happen in Central Falls or any part of Rhode Island, and we should be very proactive instead of reactive.
Mayor Diossa says since the shooting in Parkland, city and school leaders in Central Falls have taken a closer look at how to ensure school safety. They're currently putting together plans to see how their school buildings are protected from intruders, while also applying for grants to improve security. But what is the solution to stop violence in our schools? Is it gun control, mental health awareness, school resource officers? Mayor Hunschofsky believes it's all three.
The main thing you want to make sure is the people who want to harm others don't have access to a gun or anything that will allow them to harm others. You need to pay more attention to, we need more services around students. And when people see something and say something, the people on the receiving end need to do something.
And the mayor does admit that a lot has been done since the shooting in her city last year, but that more action needs to be taken in the future. She's going to detail that horrific day for us, February 14th, 2018, coming up on Eyewitness News at 6. Reporting live in Central Falls, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
Tonight, the mayor of Parkland, Florida is in Rhode Island to discuss school safety in the wake of the tragic mass shooting that befell her city. Mayor Christine Hunschofsky is taking part in a forum in Central Falls, moderated by our own Caroline Goggin. Before tonight's discussion, Caroline talked to the mayor one-on-one.
That community conversation is set to get underway in just a few moments. It's an opportunity for city and school leaders here in the city of Central Falls to hear from someone who knows all too well the importance of school safety, the mayor of Parkland, Florida. February 14th, 2018, a day that's seared into the minds of residents in Parkland, Florida. Their mayor, Christine Hunschofsky.
I live right by the high school, so I heard a lot of sirens go by, and so I figured something was not good.
When the mayor got the call about a shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, she drove over. Standing across the street from the school, she watched parents arrive, and then she watched students run out in fear.
I saw one girl fall into her mother's arms, literally fall into her mother's arms. And I remember when she said the name of the killer that her mom wasn't even surprised.
The mayor says in a city like Parkland, where the population is only about 31,000, everyone knows everyone. The day of the shooting, she had found out on social media that her friend's daughter was missing.
My phone started to ring, and it was my friend Jen Montalto. I'm like, oh, thank goodness she's calling. Gina must be safe. And she called me and told me that her daughter was dead.
Gina was 14 years old. 418 days later, Mayor Hunschofsky says the healing continues in her resilient city.
And it's nice to see that our community has not allowed this tragedy to define us. We're letting who we are as a community define us.
And again, tonight's conversation is just about to get underway in a matter of moments. We're going to have much more from it coming up on Eyewitness News at 10 and 11. Reporting in Central Falls, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.